Hey YouTube, Gecko Guy 31127 here, going to be doing a review on the Losi Xceleron 8750 kV and the 10250 kV brushless motors for your 24 and 36 scale models. So starting off, I'm just going to say that these have a very poor success rate. So first initial problem that I had, the bullet connector pops off. That happened to two. So you can see that white heat shrink tubing right there. That was my first problem with the 10250. So you just solder the bullet connector back on. Okay, no problem. And then once you get it back on, you plug it back in. If you're not careful with these three wires, internally they're poorly soldered, and they'll just come off of the solder link or the solder connection inside the motor can itself, and then your motor is basically screwed from there. This is a brand new motor. Had it for 2 days. The bullet connector popped off, and then the whole thing just wouldn't work. And I've tried it on 2 different ESCs and 2 different receivers, and then I plugged my other 10250 kV motor in, and that one works. So it's not just my ESCs, it's not my electronics, not my fly sky, it's the motor. And also, I unplugged this, and the silicone tubing popped completely off. And then in here, there's like a seized bearing or something. It just does not want to spin freely. But this one, it'll spin freely. It's just that internally these wires came off the soldering connection. So that happened to 3 motors. I only have 1 successful motor, so that means they have a 75% fail. So 3 out of 4 motors will not work after about 2 days. So just keep that in mind. But then again, these are the only direct drop-in for your micros. There is a brushless in-runner motor by Hobby King. It is the Turnigy. It's got like 1300 kV rating. But the problem with that Turnigy, I also have 2 of them. It's they don't want to keep a pinion on the shaft. So it will not want to keep your plastic pinions on, and it will not want to keep your aftermarket metal pinions on. So that was a problem I had with the Turnigy, so I just went back to the Losi ones. But brand new motors, and then again, these motors are not cheap. They're like close to $30 each, and then you do get a 1-year warranty with them, and then they say they'll fix it, but it's like, if there's something internally, you have to like break this can open. So I really don't see how they're gonna fix it. Might as well just send me a new one, because this is 3 motors that I've gone through, and I was being really like a surgeon careful, and popped the bullet connector off, and then something internally went wrong. So do I recommend these motors? Yes, because they're the only direct drop-in that it's hands-on easy. But then again, since I tested 4 motors, it's got a 25% success rate. So that's just my opinion on them. I'm not particularly too happy about these motors. So, but it's like these are the only ones on the market that are gonna work on your micros. So comment, like, and subscribe.